Let's bring in our political correspondent Matthew Thompson for more on this. Hester talked about black women, and the Conservatives are trying to maintain that this was not gender or race-based. How long can that hold?
It's the obvious question to be asking today. I mean, I think the first thing I saw when I've seen a succession now of Conservative ministers coming out to not defend these comments, criticise them, say that they were wrong and inappropriate, but not go as far as to say that they were racist. Well, the question then is, well, what did he actually say? If he said something that he deems was worthy of a response, he says, Frank Hester says he's tried to call Diane Abbott twice to apologise. What did he actually say? Because if it's not what The Guardian reports, that, you know, that he's mentioned hating or Diane Abbott making him want to hate all black women, then we have an interest in knowing what it was that he actually said that merits an apology. Because it puts the Conservatives in the, frankly, extraordinary position of, for the second time in almost as many weeks, sending out ministers to defend comments that the Conservatives admit were wrong, inappropriate, whatever language they care to use, but won't go as far as to say are racist. I'm thinking, of course, of the recent comments from Lee Anderson when he was still a Conservative MP about the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, and his Islamist, in inverted commas, mates, for which he, of course, lost the whip and yesterday joined the Reform Party. But it is an extraordinary position to find themselves in such quick succession. Diane Abbott's comments today, in the last few minutes or so really, make that situation worse, because we now have the direct feelings and response of the woman concerned to these wrong, inappropriate, arguably racist comments. What she said in a statement is that it's frightening. I live in Hackney and I do not drive, so I find myself at weekends popping on a bus or even walking places more than most MPs. I'm a single woman and that makes me vulnerable anyway, but to hear someone talking like this is worrying. She continued, for all of my career as an MP, I thought it important not to live in a bubble, but to mix and mingle with ordinary people. The fact that 2 MPs have been murdered in recent years makes talk like this all the more alarming. And look, she hits on something very, very pertinent at the moment in discussions right around Westminster and beyond. The safety of MPs is in question. It has been all the more in the spotlight because of the protests and things taking place after the October the 7th attacks on Israel and the subsequent Israeli invasion of Gaza. But it has always been a problem. I mean, Diane Abbott mentions both Joe Cox and Sir David Amos, who lost their lives. Talk like this is dangerous. No one is suggesting for a second that Frank Hester actually wanted to shoot Diane Abbott, but comments like that feed into a climate in which many MPs on all sides of the House of Commons feel increasingly unsafe.